Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am scheduled to discuss our $2.5 trillion infrastructure plan. That barely has anything to do with any real infrastructure. But all of that is boring, and no one's really interested in any of that. So I figured I'd give the people what they want. For far too long, our currency has featured so-called prominent men who helped build this country. But we all know who built this great nation. People of color have been systematically ignored for their contributions in the molding of our truly great American culture. And with that in mind, I would like to announce the Cardi B penny. No longer will making it rain on a dancer be reserved for the elites. Now even the thriftiest baller on a budget will be able to afford the opportunity to make it hail on hoes. This initiative should increase customer spending while simultaneously benefiting the healthcare industry, as we expect a dramatic increase in the need for hospital visits. Of course, this will mean we'll have to remove the face of Abraham Lincoln, of whom many would claim to be one of our greater presidents, but he's already immortalized on the $5 bill, multiple monuments, and of course, local high schools abroad. Furthermore, to assist in the constant struggle against climate change, this currency will be made from a tin and aluminum alloy to assist in cutting down on the number of strip mines required to obtain copper. An added benefit to this will be the actual worth of the currency will be greatly reflected in not only the material it's produced from, but by the individual emblazoned on the coin as well. Many have petitioned to replace Andrew Jackson's portrait on the $20 bill with Harriet Tubman. This has come with strong opposition, and my aides have informed me placing her on the $20 bill would be a bit stereotypical and racist, since rolling on dubs is an archaic relic of the early 2000s. Everyone knows that in today's world, real pimps roll on 24s. As a compromise, I offer to remove the greatest president, in my opinion, Franklin D. Roosevelt, from the dime, so that we may stamp the glorious visage of Harriet Tubman on the dime itself. This would be more fitting because a woman of that caliber would be a dime piece. Am I right? I believe our companions on the other side of the aisle will gladly accept this proposal without too many reservations. Finally, a bipartisan solution in our polarized society. I told you the Harris-Biden administration will be all about unity. This will be a better representation for our historically discriminated communities. And with that in mind, I believe I have a few moments to take some questions. Miss Shaniqua Carter from NPR, I imagine you have some pertinent questions to this. How are you doing today, ma'am?
Ma'am? Oh, hell no. I will let you know now. I have begun my transition to a man as of yesterday, and I will give you the courtesy of letting you know my pronouns are Z, Shim, and Shimself. And while we are on the topic, how dare you dead name me, Mr. President? Seriously, this is why we chant Black Lives Matter. I can't even. Trans rights are human rights.
Come on, man. Yeah. I had no idea. I am so sorry. I wholeheartedly apologize for doing such a thing. What is your new name?
The name is Jerome, Mr. President, and thank you for your apology. Yo, racist cracker. Yes, why did you choose Cardi B for the face of this proposition?
Well, to be completely candid, her face had nothing to do with it. That woman's rear end has done more for the American people than anything her face could have ever. I mean, come on, man. I know you have seen her video WAP, and don't get me started bumping her latest single, Up. Y'all don't want no smoke.
But, Mr. President, why Cardi B? Why not someone else, like maybe Oprah or Rosa Parks?
Well, Nicki Minaj was a close runner-up, but she put me out like her name was NyQuil, And her latest collab with 6ix9ine, it just wasn't straight fire. Now next question. How about let's go with Jose from Univision.
Yes, Mr. President, your choice in artwork is way different than any previous presidente in recent history. What inspired you to go in this direction?
Well, I can't take all the credit for this. My son Hunter chose the artwork up near the ceiling. He said his role model, Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown, has made a large impact in his life. And the other piece of artwork he chose was a picture of the heroes from the most brutal series he's ever seen. I'm guessing that's slang for something good. Look, I just want to include my son within this administration because, well, you know, family values are at the forefront of this administration, and the American people are very family oriented. We wanted to properly represent the values with the inclusion of Hunter because he's such a good, moral young man. I am proud of who he has become. And of course, the picture of Major is from a trip we took down to the southern border in order to personally investigate this supposed crisis going on down there. Everything we witnessed was exactly what we expected it to be. And the truth is, this is not a crisis. It's merely a small surge that could have been handled easily had I not revoked the previous administration's policies. And Major, oh, isn't he cute, man? He was just showing that young girl how much he loves people.
But Mr. President, Major appears to be biting a young Latina girl. How is that showing love?
Look, guy, it wasn't a bite, it was a love nip. She has received medical attention and will be cared for by a team of plastic surgeons in order to avoid any future disfigurement. But as part of reparations towards her and her family, I've sent a C5 down to her home country of Bean and Beefistan. Oh, I mean Stan, or whatever. To give them asylum with full rights to all the welfare, I mean public assistance that they could possibly need. Now next question. Nigel with the BBC. Yeah, I bet he's all about that BBC.
Thank you, Mr. President, but I've never worked for the BBC. I work for NBC. But that's of no consequence. Circling back to the Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown, you are aware that he is known for doing copious amounts of cocaine, aren't you?
I was not aware. As you already know, I do not tolerate the use of drugs within any aspect of my administration. This administration. Look, this is evident with the mass firing of staffers who tested positive for marijuana use. We don't need any dope in this administration. The only dope that exists here is the one you're looking at. Well, I mean, just make them leave. Please.
Cardi B.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. Tonight we often accuse politicians of dishonesty on this show, but there are grades of it. Let's boil it down.
And let me take a moment to thank all my members for YouTube and of course my subscribers on Subscribestar. Without you, none of this would be possible. Thank you so much for everything you do. If you would like to join the ranks and become a supporter, go to subscribestar.com/aircraftsparky or just click the join button down below. Now, Subscribestar is a little bit better of a service in my opinion. They take less money from the creator, and if YouTube decides to yeet me off this platform, as it's going to happen eventually, your support will continue through Subscribestar with monthly subscriptions. Thank you all so much, and until next time, you have a great day, and God bless.